Start with I got to take my cheap shot. I mean,
Okay,
you're the
I love
Van Wilder of campus. You're
it. I
the
love it.
the 28-year-old senior. Just oh, what's it like to be back this year?
Yeah, just exciting. Obviously, being from here, being a Minnesota kid, growing up with maroon and gold. It was a tough decision, but it was also an easy decision because I knew my family wanted me to be here. I knew, with Taylor and getting a house and just like being ready for that next step in our lives, it was just important for me to be here. And it's just another year that I get to support Gopher athletics, whether that's football, whether that's for us basketball, hockey. All the events I go to, just being on campus, being around the buzz, and just enjoying that and experience that is super fun.
Look at you being an adult. You have a house. You're
Yeah,
you're,
I
you're,
know.
you're settling down. Have you actually, in all seriousness, have you gotten a chance to talk to Taylor about get advice from her about what the future holds after this year?
Yeah, no, for sure. We talk about that all the time. I think our relationship is unique in that way where obviously we want each other, we want ourselves to have success, but I think like we push each other to have the most success we can have. We're both very competitive individuals, and for her, it's like I want her to achieve everything she can achieve, whether that's the 2026 Olympics, 2030 Olympics, and on, and with the Professional Women's Hockey League and all that. And she wants the same for me. She wants me to have an awesome year and then pursue my pro career and all that stuff. So I think it's a super healthy thing, and that competition can be tough sometimes, but for us, it's really healthy. Yeah.
You've had a long journey here. We all know the story with the injuries and with the knee, but what's it like just to have the confidence that you're healthy, that you're ready to contribute and have a pretty big role this year?
Yeah, I think it's huge. Obviously, the beginning of last year was, a slow start for me. Obviously, just getting over 2 ACL injuries and just, feeling confident on the court again. I don't think people realize how much time it really does take. Forget about physical, but the mental side of recovery. And obviously, I open up a podcast and I have, 20-something episodes on that. But I think it's just now another year underneath my belt, especially the stretch I had at the end of the year, just being able to feel confident and go out there and play deep minutes. And obviously, a guy like Dawson Garcia, having him back is huge for me. A key reason why I came back to play with that guy again. So I think now this year is just being that eighth year guy, being that leader, kind of showing these young guys the ropes, and hopefully that all falls into place and it results in some wins.
I know it's Bemidji-State, I know it's an exhibition, but it's still a game day for
Yeah.
you guys. What's that like, to wake up on a morning of game day? You have a noon game, so it's a little bit earlier than a
Yeah.
traditional night game on during the season. But what are the emotions like when you get up and it's game day?
Yeah, just thrilled. I think anytime you get to play this game, come out here, Williams Arena. This is what I dreamt of. Growing up, sitting right there, center court. About 15 rows up, watching this, like thinking, well, how cool it would be if I got to do it. And now it's like every chance you get to do it is pretty special. So it's going to be great to have fans back in here again. Been a while since that, but. You guys know me, you know how I play. It's just I love to experience all that kind of stuff, get energy off the fans. Obviously having my family and friends here, and just an awesome opportunity to kick off the 2024-2025 year.
What does it mean to you to have that Minnesota across your chest, to wear the maroon and gold? Knowing you're a city kid, you're from here, you've lived this program your whole life. What's it like to represent it?
Yeah, it's everything I dreamt of since I was little. There's pictures of me as a court kid, sweeping up Rodney Williams' sweat back in the day, and all that good stuff, and going to hockey games and going to football games, and it's special. Obviously, I say it all the time. I'm a Gopher player, but I'm a Gopher fan, and I want the best for this team, whether that's, this year or going forward. So I think it's important for me to kind of be a part of that foundation, laying my brick here at Williams Arena, just in terms of, what I want to see this program do. I want it to be more successful than, how I found it. So I think just having that Minnesota across my chest it's inspiring to me, but it's something I take under my wing, and it means a lot to me because obviously I want this program to be as good as it can be, but it feels like it's my responsibility to get it to that level. So I take a lot of responsibility with that.
What's like a game day ritual that you have, or like what's something that you do when you get up, or maybe it's your pregame process, but what's something that you do to get yourself mentally ready every game?
Yeah, I'm usually a pregame nap guy, but the Bemidji game at noon, it won't be time for a pregame nap. But I'm not too superstitious. I put my left sock on before my right sock. I think that's kind of a little superstitious, but nothing too crazy. I'm pretty free flowing. I try to empty my mind and just kind of think about all this stuff that I've been through in terms of rehab, physical and mental side, and just know that regardless of what happens, I'm blessed that I get to come back out here and play, because sitting in a doctor's room having them tell you that you might never play again, like the lows of the lows, and now I'm at the highs of the highs, like you never forget those lows. So I think for me, it's just being grateful that I get to do it in front of my family and friends.
What's the next step for this team this year? You win 19 games last
Yeah.
year. You win 9 league games. You go to Butler and win in the NIT.
Yeah.
That had to be a thrill, even though everybody wants to be in the big dance. What is that next step for this team this year?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is it's a new era now with college sports with NIL. We have 7-8 new guys in the gym. Obviously, we lose a lot of our key pieces from last year, and that's no surprise. Nobody's afraid to say that. You lose some guys that to the draft, some guys to the transfer portal, and you got to bring in a bunch of new guys. But I think Coach Johnson's done a really good job of really recruiting character, getting guys that want to be a part of this Minnesota locker room, and then ultimately a lot of skill, a lot of talent, guys that have done it at the mid or high major level. And so I think the biggest thing for us is just coming together. These first few games might not be the prettiest thing in the world, but you don't need to be pretty in October and November. You need to be pretty in February and January and March and all that. So I think the biggest things for us is just kind of learning how to play with one another, learning what works. Obviously, the coaching staff's got to do the same. Figuring out the ins and outs of roster moves and lineups and who plays well with each other. So I think the biggest thing for us is just figuring that out, and I think we have enough talent and depth to it'll all work itself out.
How about the Fan Internship this year?
Yeah.
What has that done to allow you to not only talk sports, but to see what maybe life away from basketball or away from a pro sports career could do for you?
Yeah, I knew I always wanted to be in the sports world. Just growing up, playing all the sports, loving all the sports, especially Minnesota sports. For me, I'm a avid Twins, Vikings, Wild, Timberwolves fan, so I don't miss any of it. I don't miss a game, and now this is an awesome opportunity for me to kind of just nerd out and be a sports rube. And obviously with K-Fan, it's a pretty cool platform just to express my opinions and gain that following, social media, build my brand up. And I know that I want to be in the sports broadcasting world, whether that's the K-Fan stuff or eventually I've talked with Jim Peterson about the whole Timberwolves deal and play-by-play and color commentating and all that stuff. So I think that's probably later down the road for me, but just kind of learning and just experiencing and figuring out if it's something that I really want to pursue and I have passion for, and I can tell you at an early stage I really do. So yeah, I'm loving it.